You know, I don't like my side of the thumbnail.
Why not? You got crotch and nipples and and you got a man. You're forcing that man. I expect your actions to be at a Diddy party. Like, get in there. You're going down there.
So
All
what I
oiled
want you
up.
to do right now, Marcus,
Uh-huh.
because we can't put this on air, but this reminds me of a certain meme. So if you type into Google "big black guy meme sitting down,"
What? 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 Oh, God. This is big black guy sitting down.
meme.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's like the first thing that comes up when you put
Yes,
big black guy.
yeah, it reminds me of
Oh!
that. It
Oh,
reminds me
that's
of
not
that.
what I wanted. Oh!
It reminds me of that.
This, my
That's why I
favorite
was
thing is
trying
that
to.
chair.
The thing was, I was trying to lure you away from making this thumbnail because I knew you were gonna do that because you kept going with that image. I said, "Go with Jey Uso." No, did you go with Jey Uso? No, you didn't.
Nah. Not a good image. There was nothing I could do with the J. We don't fit with J. We fit with this.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, the racially ambiguous Lord Manny Hayes, and he is.
Marcus, the Grud finale. And I see that we've gone back to the other background.
Yeah, I think we just need to switch it up every now and then. Like, just change it up.
Oh, dang. We sound like a fighting couple. God,
I mean, they don't know what we do off the
don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Let's bring it back. Let's talk old school. Let's jump into this world of professional wrestling where tonight we have over 4 hours of wrestling because you know AEW is gonna have that fucking overrun because you know why? We AE Dubs.
Why would they need
Why
to
are
overrun
they?
today?
They're gonna do it anyway. They don't care. Why do they always use? They
Yeah,
always
they
use
don't
overrun.
care, but
NXT has their planned 10 minutes. AEW, you don't know when their overrun is gonna end.
yeah, but they don't need an overrun today because what? They're not on when they're supposed to be. I'm guaranteed that half the people that would normally watch on a Wednesday forgot that there's on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then they're competing with NXT in St. Louis, which they're competing essentially not NXT, but against Javon Evans getting probably something he's dreamed about for the past 19 years. Is getting
All right,
Randy
let's
Orton's
call it now.
RKO.
Let's call it now before we get to the end of the show. What springboard is he going for that he's going to fall into the RKO?
Well, he has his cutter finisher that he does that little awkward looking cutter. That looks really good when he does it. I got that one, or a 450 springboard into it.
So a springboard from the apron into the ring, 450 RKO. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I kind of think.
Yeah, I would think that because the finisher he does, he's facing backwards at that point. So
that would be cooler though.
I don't know how Randy gets him that way. I mean,
Because
cool,
Randy just
him.
walks in front. Randy just got to take a step forward in front. If he takes that one step forward in front,
Yeah,
he's going out in front of Javon.
Do you know the timing of that? It's going to be ridiculously hard to pull off.
I think that a lot of these RKOs that Randy does is ridiculously hard to put off. I think he's barely going to get it. And you're going to just go like, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, so got all that to look forward to tonight. You ready? There wasn't any big news story.
We do got big news. Because Bad Blood happened, Manny, and post Bad Blood was probably more entertaining than Bad Blood.
Yeah, actually, go on then. Kevin Owens beat up Cody Rhodes by his bus.
Yeah.
Do you know the most can I? There's a video clip out there, but the most. Do you know how I was like, this is not real?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, a frugal man, drove off in a Lamborghini. I don't believe Kevin Owens drives a Lamborghini. I believe he's more of a minivan or a 4x4 type of guy.
Yeah, he doesn't see, like, his character or persona in public seem like he would frown upon a Lamborghini as his car of choice. Like, his car of choice would be just something humble. He may have a Ford, what's the police one? I'm so tired I can't remember the Ford that everybody tries.
Ford truck.
No, I don't even think a truck. Like, you know what Cody and Metro Boomin pulled up in? That's what seemed like Kevin Owens rented. And it was like
the old bus up stakeout car.
Yeah. Something like that. Like a Ford Taurus or some shit. Something humbling. But this fight happened, and I'm going to tell you my experience with this fight. Or them fighting in the parking lot. And so Manny, I believe, shared this link and, you know, got 5 million likes or whatever the hell it was, or views. I ignored it because I thought it was a joke. And I thought, oh, Manny, with this clickbait title, I'm not going to be the one to fall for that and not going to click it. And then I'll scroll later. It's like 3 in the morning on social media. And I'm like, on break. And I look and I go, is this shit real? Look what happened here. Oh, he really did.
First of all, how dare you think I would clickbait a short?
It just seemed like it was something to be clickbait. Like you would, like my mind immediately went, they wouldn't do the attack not on TV. They would not do it in such a unique way. That like just like it just seemed like it was here. It seemed like, oh, you gotta follow social media to get, because they haven't showed it on any of their TV. They haven't really advertised it anywhere. They just said we're gonna handle this internally.
But I like it. I like the way, especially the way that it played out on Raw as well when Cody showed up. But I like the way they're kind of talking about it, but they're not talking about it. It's kind of like Brawl Out. Like it happened while Triple H was delivering this press conference as well at the end. Like when he had his glasses on and he was going through his papers.
Yeah, they like 100,000.
This is the highest grossing show in America, in an arena show in America.
Atlanta's a great city. I love Atlanta. Chocolate City. I'll be in Magic City tonight in a lap dance with Sexy Red. Just phenomenal.
Goldberg is loved in Atlanta. But yeah, so I like everything. Like it was ignored and everything. And then the tweet came out that we'd be handling it internally. They kind of touched on it, but they said they can't touch on it on Raw a number of times.
Yes.
It's like it's the blurring of the storylines that like on AEW, where it's cool if you do it every so often. There was a time when AEW had about 5 of these types of things where is it real or is it not kind of situations.
Yeah.
Where it was just random people fighting in the back trying to get over.
I think the people who got the best reward from this were the random people who saw it and was just hanging out waiting to see Cody Rhodes leave, and then they see the little conversation like, oh, it's KO, what are you doing here? What the fuck is going on? Like, that's what's going on. Meanwhile, at the same point, Potty Mouth on Instagram got on there. He cut a raging promo about nothing, but you don't know what he's actually raging about. The Rock I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I can't even enjoy that.
It's his best promos. It's so good. Yeah, it was so good. He's calling John Cena Fruity Pebbles. I don't like your son. Hey, Fruity Pebbles right here. And he's just talking mad. She's like, oh, The Rock's in the bad mood. You know why I'm in the bad mood. The final boss. And he's high-fiving people in the back, too.
You're a Rock fan.
Great. Then he leaves. He's drinking and driving and leaves, which runs in the family. I thought those 2 segments were absolutely great for no reason. Like, the effort put into all of this.
Obviously, you can't put the Rock one on the on as a short because that was 5 minutes long.
Yes. Just like every Rock promo, this goes long.
Even as of the 15th of October, where YouTube Shorts are allowing you to go an hour, a minute 30 now instead of just 60 seconds for shorts.
Okay.
Even then, the Rock one wouldn't work.
Yeah. But I'm happy he's keeping the final boss gimmick. I don't know where it's going. We also had Solo in the crowd talking about it's all part of the plan. Like, this story got really escalated after the show.
I did some thinking, Marcus. When you do 1, 2, 3 with your fingers, I don't know if I do it the exact same way The Rock does. I go 1, 2, 3. He goes
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he went thumb. He went pinky. Like when you go like that, you go 1, 2, 3, like that.
Yeah.
But he went 1, 2, 3, and I was confused that I didn't realize that's what he was stirring up. So, which I guess he was alluding to pinning Cody 1, 2, 3 at WrestleMania.
100%, that was what it was.
Yeah, because when he did it on the show, I was like, what the fuck was he throwing up? Gang signs?
The 3D?
Yeah. It's going down.
What else is in the news? There is no other news.
There is no other news. The WWE kind of dominated. AEW got quiet once they got their deal. I don't know why it seems like that company went dark.
Well, actually,
Like they got the deal and everything just seems to be like quiet.
whilst looking for things that might actually be news stories, the news story come up that Stokely and Chris Statlander are no longer working together, just because it doesn't work properly for AEW anymore. So on Collision, you know how Chris Statlander was a heel with Stokely?
Yeah.
She's now a face without any explanation.
What? What? Are you serious?
Yeah, and got jumped by Camille and Mercedes Moné. Yeah, just that. It's sometimes things need explanation, people.
Yeah, I thought Stat and work well together. I thought he was the personality she needed.
Yeah.
Huh. Well then.
Hello, Roblox Norman. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. Out the gate, we get ticker material. Sexy Red out there. Welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw. Out the gate.
Hey! Cut her off right away. It was like Triple H's like, all right, that's enough. This ain't Sean's show. We're not running a ghetto wrestling company, as Triple H says in gorilla position.
And that white guy in the front row was not amused.
No. You showed me that image and I died laughing because I was like, that dude was like, her gyrating, her hip moving, her big nose and lips. I ain't paying to see this. I paid to see CM Punk and Pokemon.
If I'm being totally honest, I'd rather see Nikita Lyons doing this on at least there was something to look at.
No, let me tell you this, Manny. That man right there is the stereotypical wrestling fan. Right there. Right there. If there was ever a face of wrestling, the wrestling fan, or just fan culture in general, it is that guy being miserable and hating everything. And yes, I am not a Sexy Red fan, and I kind of rolled my eyes when she came out here, but I don't have my arms folded going, ugh. This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, his whole episode of Raw is ruined because she showed up for like 10 seconds.
Technically what happens at Pro Wrestling Eve. So normally, just before or just after intermission, or before the main event, they'll put on a burlesque act to go with the punk attitude of Pro Wrestling Eve. And because it's not your average wrestling show and stuff like that. There's a bunch of guys, they call them the Noisy Boys because they're always like throwing out the chants out there. But when that act happens, it's either arms folded like this, looking down, or I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at my phone.
Why don't they want to see a burlesque show? Isn't that kind of like women just throwing kicks and, putting on a hell of a good time?
It's a
scantily clad women.
It's a performance of them taking off their clothes, but it's a well rehearsed act.
Yeah. Wrestling fans, they're the worst.
Yeah, they made me sick.
And I'm not saying that Sexy Red's great. I'm not saying anything positive about Sexy Red.
No, she's not.
There's nothing really I have positive to say about Sexy Red. I'm just saying that right for the record. But that's not the reaction I'm giving out of wrestling show. I'm at Monday Night Raw on a Monday night. This is the first 2 hours. The first after a pay-per-view Bad Blood. Sexy Red's in the ring. So what? I'm just happy to be there. I'm not booing the first segment. It's impossible for me to be upset at the first segment of Raw ever.
Do you know what's more funny, Marcus? He's wearing a CM Punk shirt. The next thing happened was CM Punk was so hurt he couldn't actually make it to the ring, so he couldn't see CM Punk.
Let me tell you this. I felt it. I felt CM Punk walking to the ring. I felt every ounce of pain. We've all been there after a long day's work and a hard night, beaten up, tired, battered. Just have nothing left. Nothing left to give to the people who have forced you to do whatever he does. So he comes out there, he's just in slow motion, and he's thanking people like he's dead.
He's dying. He's about to retire.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, the fans. Everybody. I'm going home to my wife. It's been 5 weeks. Which, if I'm not a married man, but if I left my wife for 5 weeks, I think she's leaving me because I want to go fight Drew McIntyre. I'm just saying. You hate this man so much, you will left with your family.
So he thanked 3 groups of people, the mostly important ones, the ones that don't like him, because that hate is turned into cash. He doesn't know when he's going to see the people. As he leaves, Seth Rollins comes out, and these two have a stare down. So Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring. He wishes CM Punk get well soon. The sooner he gets well, the sooner he can kick his ass and retire him for good.
Which, people were eating CM Punk's hand, like, oh man, he's hurt, we happy for you, thank you. But as soon as Ross said, I kick his ass, they're like, yeah, let's sing a song. These people are fickle. They're fickle, damn it. And is this the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk?
That's if CM Punk makes it to WrestleMania.
I feel he's about to take a lot of time off, because he's going to skip the Saudi show for sure. He may do Survivor Series, he may not. But if he is, I think he's going to be a traditional Survivor Series match where he get to be sole survivor or some shit like that.
Maybe. Or maybe he comes back and wins the Rumble. I don't know.
Yeah, he wants to do that.
So Seth Rollins says he's back to destroy Bronson Reed. He congratulates Bronson for making a name for himself. Because 6 tsunamis later, he knows his name. You want to get famous, big boy?
How dare you? Worst thing you can do call a fat man is big boy. Sorry, he's sensitive about his weight. Bronson Reed is sensitive about his weight. Every time he goes into the big and tall section of clothing stores, he just looks around like, I hope no one sees me here. That's
I hope no one sees me by that 4X.
Oh, they don't see 4. Man, that's a 5 or 6. That man is as wide as any hallway I've ever seen. Every hallway he walks by, everybody goes, shit, excuse me.
The worst thing is, I think he's the one that turns sideways, and then you just get brushed with his sweat and damp body.
And hair and titty and shit like that. And you're like, this thing is a bad day for everybody.
He said he'll give him his 15 minutes of fame, name the time, name the place, except this time I'll be expecting you. And drop the mic, music hits, Jey Uso makes his way to the ring, and they have a quick stare down too.
At this moment, I hope everybody realized, if you didn't realize, they only have 2 hours of the show. They threw everybody an opening segment. It was like, go! I just like, now go! God damn it, go!
No wasting time!
No wasting time. We only got 2 hours. Go!
Jey Uso takes on Xavier Woods for the Intercontinental title. This was really, really quick. It was just like, boom, done.
It was
super kick, Uso splash.
It was fight a little bit. Can Jey Uso overcome this? Commercial break, come back, super kick, jump on him. It's over. Oh, and you know what? I want to give praise them for this victory, as in this was set Woods off the edge, and he just got basically squashed. It was like basically he was fighting on Collision in a random match, as it's like, they put Woods in for one show.
This was a Rampage match. This wasn't even a Collision. This is a Rampage.
Yeah, they just brought him in for one show. Like, it was one of those matches where it's like, that was a nice showing for him. Maybe they'll bring him back.
You know what this is? Do you know what this is this week? This week is on Dynamite, where they're bringing in Emi Sakura to take on Mercedes Moné.
The Psycho Manny, as we call it. We had the Magic Girl come back. Sheeta got her match. Nyla Rose came back. Emi Sakura's turn. And then they fight. They're going to lead them to their next match, which then they lose the title. And then the next person goes to that same cycle.
Basically, Tony Khan's going to be like, hey Siri, call Riho.
Has it been 6 months? You know she shows up once every 6 months. But I thought, it worked, and him not wanting to shake his hand or make the save.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was
Yes.
perfect. So so as Marcus alluded to, Jay helps Woods up, but Woods doesn't show any type of sportsmanship as he walks off, and he questions why Kofi shook his hand. Braun Breaker comes in, spears the hell out of Jey Uso. Then he spears Kofi, who goes to make the save, when Woods is clearly telling him, why? Why would we make the save? There is no reason to.
There's no reason to. And then he get the business because he's with him. And I think he got the nastiest one for me.
Why is Joe Testator calling this a super spear and no one else is?
Because Testator is trying to he's trying to ink himself in. And I will say this. Joe Testator is growing on me. He's growing on me. I don't know why. But I'm getting used to his cadence and whatnot on the microphone where he says stuff. I go, look at Testator try it. He tried. It's a super spear. I mean, it should be a super spear because the man is hitting people like no one should be hit ever.
No, see, the ones that happened in the ring weren't that fast. The one that happened to Woods on the outside, damn well Miller broke Woods, so that may be the super spear.
Yeah. No, even the way Woods took it, it was like watching, an NFL player gets tackled and them not trying to go down. Yeah. It was like, what the hell just hit me? I was at the end zone.
Basically, Aaron Rodgers this weekend against the Vikings.
By the way, Manny, I would like to give you a strike and the Jets a strike for this week's play. The Vikings are in the Packers division. You could have helped us a little bit. Y'all didn't even try. Y'all didn't even try.
Because that first half, I laughed at everybody that paid to go see it. Because the tickets were astronomical. I texted my cousin. Where was it? It was like, my bank balance feels better for not going now. She went, bear in mind, she's a Raiders fan. Her partner is a Jets fan. It's not over yet, and it's not even my team. This is when it was 17-0.
Manny, can I cut you off? I don't understand this. They must be a miserable couple. How much losing have they seen over the years? Jesus Christ, the Raiders and Jets fan? My God.
Yeah, it's not over yet. And that's when it finished, I think, 23-17.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't bad. I mean, they made somewhat of a comeback, but Rodgers throwing picks didn't help. And then Coach Sala got fired today.
Rodgers looked old. Rodgers looked old in this one. He did not look like Aaron Rodgers of the day. Like, I think it may have been an opening drive or something. He looked good or something. I remember going like, damn, man, I hate this guy. And then it was like the following where he was getting beat up and throwing shit everywhere.
Beaten up.
I was like, oh, there we go.
So Rhea Ripley in a video package said it was smart to bring in Raquel, but what would have been smart was not to get caught. I need to question this, Marcus. Isn't the whole point of bringing her in to beat you up, Rhea?
No, the question was to make sure Rhea never comes back at you again. The dirt sheets are reporting, which I think I agree with, which we think we saw, was one of the botches of the years of Raquel getting disqualified. And then I remember seeing the new video. I think, was it you that shared it with me or someone else, where Rhea is beating down like a piñata, and then the referee sees Raquel and he just turns his back and goes, ooh. It looks so bad. And it's just like, he had to DQ. So, clearly a botch. And this was supposed to wash away the feud. And, Liv and Rhea were supposed to be done. But, whatever.
Yeah. Miz tells Karrion Kross he isn't in the Final Testament. He did that for himself, to remind people that he is the Miz and he is awesome. Well, R-Truth believes that the Miz only did that because he was confused and tells him he's not in the Judgment Day and forgives him. The Miz tells him Awesome Truth is done. And how broken did R-Truth say, hey man, you did that for real?
You did that for real?
Our kids play together, man.
Our kids play together is something that's kind of like, let's take wrestling deeper into this. Like, that don't make sense, man. We can't do this.
Oh,
Why do we hurt
so,
people like this? How do I explain this?
so R-Truth tells him, "I'll make this better. I'll get you a match."
Wait,
I'll
our
talk to
kids are
Fizz.
like 40.
Yeah. I'll get you a match. And then the Miz was like, "How about I tell you this? Me and you next week." Oh, okay. We don't need this, but okay.
Karrion Kross out there doing God's work of splitting tag teams.
Marcus, he's doing more work as he's doing more work as a producer backstage than he is doing as a wrestler. Motherfucker's just instigating shit backstage and setting up matches.
Well, you know, Axiom and Nathan Frazier break some tag teams, but the Karrion Kross got a streak. He got 2 in a row. The New Day is falling apart. Awesome Truth are destroying themselves. What is he going to do next? I can't wait to see who he manipulates next. He was toilet paper. He was.
Might as well be toilet paper.
He was ticker material. How about being insane? Now compelled every time he comes on TV.
His team should now just be called the Wedge, because that's what they're doing. They're just driving wedges.
And Manny, can I say it's not his team, it's all him. The team does nothing. Scarlett does her part, but the rest of them do nothing.
Where are we? Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. With his hands zip-tied behind his back, Sheamus hits the bro kick for the win. Pete Dunne is as good as done. Stick a fork in him, he is done.
I thought that was such a good finish, even though I agree with you. Pete Dunne's got to be done. He's got to be dead after this, because how do you lose to a man with his arms tied behind his back?
Sheamus didn't need to win this match. Sheamus did not need to win this match.
But all right, but if you think, I know Sheamus didn't need to win, and you could be against it, and he's holding the young talent down or whatever he's doing. But if Pete would have won, Manny, what are we doing with Pete?
I don't know.
What are we doing with Pete?
There's nothing you can do with Pete. There's too many better stars out there now.
I know. I'm sorry, Pete. It's over, and I think that's what came to. That's what their mindset was with his finishes. What are we gonna do with Pete after he wins his Donnybrook? I can still get money and juice out of Sheamus. Sheamus is he's a bruiser. He's a beater. He does banger after banger. The people love him. He has a legendary feel to him at this point. Pete's just gonna be Pete. He, I just feel it's over. Sorry, Pete. Also, Manny, I don't know how they do it in England. Do they keep zip ties? Your bartenders keep zip ties in their drawers.
I don't believe they do.
Yeah, I don't think we do that in America either. But Tessitore swore that's the way it happened. He's like, that's the restraint of real drunk people. And Wade was like, I question what bar she went to. Because that's some weird shit. If my bartender tried to restrain me, he's going to have a hell of a night.
First of all, do you know how hard it is to restrain someone in the first place with a zip tie?
Yeah.
It's not like a cuff where it's very quick to get on. A zip tie, sometimes you have to thread the needle to get on.
Yeah, you gotta be a fucking cowboy. It's like getting a pig, like when they broke the pig in. Yeah. And imagine a drunk, sweaty, angry person you're trying to get. There's no way you zip tie them. You gotta be a cop and have that training.
You've got to be virtually on the verge of unconsciousness drunk for you to carefully put that on, because I fully believe when I'm drunk, I turn into a toddler. I'm moving everywhere. You know that move when you try and pick up a toddler and they put their arms up and then they wiggle themselves free? That's me drunk.
Why are you this way?
Can't contain me. I'm the fastest man alive. I become the Flash.
Just put your clothes back on. I gotta wait. I'm running naked. Fucking kids.
Oh, new test. I was in a bar on Sunday, and I didn't drink.
You know what, Manny? I can't wait till the video shows you randomly drinking. You just read like, oh, what's Manny doing? Is that Manny?
No. So what's happened? I'm now being questioned. Like, how long are you really gonna take this?
Well, ask him how long you gonna continue drinking. Because I think I can quit before you ever stop quitting. Because you're not an alcoholic, Manny. They're alcoholics now. And you're only doing
I
this
was
because you
I was
proved it
working
to a
out the
point.
price of my round. Like I wasn't drinking, but like I had a Coke, which the total of the thing came to £14. There was only 2 of us. I'm pretty sure my drink cost £4.
Yeah, Coke is what, $4.30 at best at an expensive place.
Yeah.
And it's not even a Mexican Coke in a bottle. This is probably something smooth on tap.
On tap, where it's
You know,
watered down, not good enough.
Yeah,
Half of it's ice.
half of it, I don't know. Moving on.
Back to the show. Cody Rhodes is on Raw. He wants to find out what it takes to be the first Crown Jewel champion. That title is so awful.
I love that title.
No.
I love that title.
It's something
I
a
want to marry
gypsy
that
would
title.
carry.
You know what, that title, I love that title so much, it should be covered up, Manny. I shouldn't be able to see that title. Triple H should have left it covered. It's a crime to show somebody that title is so good looking. He held that title in a burqa.
You better check yourself, Marcus. That could get us cancelled. Sammy tells Cody.
No. I think you're allowed. I think you're allowed to attack Saudi Arabian laws. I think you can't get canceled for that.
Yeah, but Burke
So I may get assassinated by a Saudi
Muslim.
assassin.
Burkers are also including the rest of the Muslim culture.
Yeah, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Muslims that can't walk around or drive or shit. Whenever they abuse women and stuff. I'm talking
Sammy
about them.
tells
Bullshit.
Cody he plans to be the one that faces him at Crown Jewel. Blah blah blah. They briefly touch on Kevin Owens attacking him, but Cody doesn't want to talk about that. He wants to talk about Crown Jewel.
Cody's like he was raped. Cody's like, I don't want to talk about that. Cody's like he was raped.
I believe, Marcus, that Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and Raquel Gonzalez all deserve to be fined because they turned up and then they just left. They were not on the show. They were earlier today. They had an interview with Jackie, who asked questions, and Liv said she's the only person that wins when she loses, that she still has a title, she still has a Judgment Day, and now she has Raquel. Then they decide, oh, it's time to go. This is at the start. This is before the start.
Yes, this is what always the guess. Why even show up? Were they just trying not to get the no call, no show?
Adam Pearce should be fine in there.
Yeah, I mean he had no place for them on the show. He had no reason to be there.
To be fair, he had no chaos on today's show. He had no running around, flapping his arms, like, don't do that, with security all over the place. He could actually do his job this week.
Shit, he didn't flap his arms around this week, did he?
No, there was nothing wrong with this week.
He went smooth. Interesting.
This is the point where I believe Raw should not be 2 hours.
10-man tag.
10 women tag, and I was
Yeah.
like, this would not happen if it was 3 hours.
Man, this would have happened if it was 3 hours and you know what, they would have got more time.
You can't have this. This match was god awful too.
Yeah, it was legendary. I don't need this on this show. Like, we could have used our time wisely on this. We got this 10-person tag, this 10 women's tag, and I knew it was gonna be a dud when Natty led them to the ring. And I go like, is that the biggest star they got? This is bad.
Charlotte, please come back.
Yeah.
Becky, also please come back. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight title. For the short time this had, at the remaining TV time, it was a relatively good match. It's very old school when someone gets put out with a sleeper, like actually put to sleep.
Well, he tried to beat him with a power bomb, Manny, which hasn't beat nobody in years. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to try a true sleeper. And I thought the closest of Sammy getting to the rope. Yeah.
I like Gunther because he beats people with old moves. He beats people with a lariat. He beats people with a power bomb. He beats people with a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
And even that splash that has no effect these days.
Yeah. Take note, Ospreay, with your 700 moves. It's the simple ones that knock you out. And then I enjoyed the finish of the sleeper, and then Sammy just not having enough, energy because he's no oxygen to the brain to just get to that bottom rope. He was right there. He would have just fell into it. He would have broke it, and Gunther's father would have been disappointed in him again. Cody could have did what he did on TV. Watch this at home. He did not have to bring his ass to wherever they were at this week. I forget. And just show up and stare down Gunther at the end. It was like, oh yeah.
Well, it just makes me believe.
Get a closer look.
It just makes me believe he's gonna be at NXT tonight. Why else would he be in St. Louis? Cody.
Oh, well, yeah, he probably started the show.
Yeah, they had their stare down, and then that's Monday Night Raw. Now, let me ask, did you watch this live?
Yes.
What did you do with your extra hour of free time?
I went to sleep because I had to go to work in a little bit. It's the same routine except for I get 30 more minutes.
So I didn't watch this live, but on the recording I had an additional 40 minutes free today. Ooh, it felt great.
So, Manny, I would tell you, and I told you this in the pre-show, what I would have did with that extra hour if they would do what they pitched me, because Marcus on OnlyThoughts.com has come up with a new show coming out this fall. We're already in the middle of fall, so it's coming out next fall, but whatever.
Marcus, Raw might not even be Raw might not even be 2 hours on Netflix.
I do not care. The USA Network, when Raw is gone, needs to replace Raw with this one and one other show. And it stars Cheryl Lee Roth in the role of Angela Lansbury in Murder, She Wrote 2000.
If you don't know who that is, that's the lady that plays Barbara in Abbott Elementary.
Yes. So we need to reboot Murder, She Wrote and air it right after Raw right now to get people hooked. And she can go on all types of adventures. And you can get special guest episodes and cameos. You can probably feature such acclaimed actors as Tule Hill or something. Or what's the guy? Diggle.
Stop bringing up Diggle! Stop doing Diggle work! Stop trying to get Diggle work!
I'll get Diggle work! And I
You're the worst Green Lantern in the world! You're the worst Green Lantern ever!
Well, he never actually became Green Lantern, Eddie. He never actually did it. It was implied. Heavily implied.
So, can I give some context to this conversation? When Marcus entered the studio, I had been playing Shakademus and Pliers Murder, She Wrote. Why? I don't know. But why not? It is a banger of a song, which led to Marcus going, and led to me going, not the one with the old lady who used to run around with a typewriter solving murders. And then Marcus wanted to revive the show, and we have story time with the boys.
Yes, a grittier version of Murder, She Wrote. And you know what, baby? We are using that song, Murder, She Wrote, to start the show.
Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote.
It's going to be amazing. You make it grittier. You give her abilities like John Wick. You put her 1 or 2 cases. I think that show will be a hit for all the elders out there. And my old ass, at 40 years old now, will come home every day and say, leave me alone. I need to watch Murder, She Wrote. I've been waiting to say that my whole life.
I need to watch my stories.
I need to watch my stories. Oh, God.
So, we have an episode of Storytime with the Boys. It's called Murder, She Wrote. Melodies and Murder. Starring Cheryl Lee Raff as Cassandra Cassie Maxwell.
Oh, we're doing this now.
Yeah, we're doing this now.
Oh, I thought this was just going to be some random thing. I didn't know it was going to be now. Okay.
No, we're doing it now. So this is
if I don't like it, Manny, I'm going to have to rewrite this whole thing about spend my entire weekend. Well, not only crying if the Dodgers lose, or not only crying because I have to watch 4 hours of wrestling, and not only crying because I have to watch Emi Sakura lose to Mercedes Renee. I will, in between all of that crying, I will be typing the reboot of Mercy Road if I do not like this. This is from ChatGPT.
So it opens with a cold open. The camera pans over a picturesque small town in New England, much like Cabot Cove, but with a slightly modern flair.
What is Cabot Cove?
I don't fucking know, Marcus.
They made it seem like that was familiar. It's much like Cabot Cove. Where the fuck are we?
The autumn leaves crunch beneath a pair of expensive leather boots as Cassandra Cassie Maxwell, played by Cheryl Lee Rapp, strolls through town. A former Broadway star turned mystery novelist. Cassie moved to the Lighthouse Point for a quieter life after a stellar career in the big city. Her style is bold yet elegant, and her aura is commanding.
Ooh, hold on, Manny. They have turned Mercy Road into something very sexy.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Angela Lansbury having so much style. I remember her wearing a coat and just being an old biddy just running around.
Cassie walks towards the Seaside Jazz Club where she is to perform as a guest singer for a charity event. The camera lingers as she greets local townfolk with grace and charm, but a sense of mystery surrounds her. Cassie, with a knowing smile, I guess you could say I'm better at solving mysteries than I am at staying out of them.
Such a cheesy ass line.
That's
It sounds accurate though.
That's the end of the prologue.
Wait, there's no murder?
No, Marcus, I'm moving on to Act 1. Yeah, I'm moving on
that's
to
the
Act 1.
prologue. Oh, okay.
Cassie,
I thought that was Act 1. I was like, how is that Act 1?
That's just setting the scene, Marcus. Act 1. Cassie is at the jazz club rehearsal. The Seaside Jazz Club is a historic spot known for attracting musicians far and wide. Tonight, they are hosting a tribute to the late Vince Garrett, a legendary saxophonist who died under mysterious circumstances years ago. His widow, Lucille Garrett, played by Loretta Devine, is leading the event.
Special guest Loretta Devine
is leading the event, hoping to clear the air about the rumors surrounding his death. Lucille, teary-eyed, Vince was a good man, Cassie. People just don't understand. But you were close to him. You know the truth. Cassie nods, but it's clearly unsettled. It's become clear that Vince was once a mentor to her, and the nature of his death has always bothered her. Suddenly, a commotion breaks out in the back of the club. One of the club's managers, Michael Stevens, is found dead in his office, strangled with a saxophone reed. An eerie callback to Vince Garrett's An eerie callback to Vince Garrett's mysterious demise. The room falls silent as the music stops. Cassie whispering to herself, "This doesn't feel like a coincidence." The local sheriff, Sheriff Dean Wilkins, played by Delroy Lindo, arrives to investigate.
Delroy Lindo! What's the budget on this show?
He's a man of a few words, but Cassie and Dean have a long history of solving cases together. As the sheriff starts asking questions, Cassie can't help but get involved. End of Act 1.
Yeah, of course he can. No, nosy bitch, she's at it again. Delroy Lindau's on the special. I told you it'd be heavy cameos. Loretta Devine, Delroy Lindau. On a side note with Delroy Lindau, I still want him to play LeBron James in the LeBron James movie. I know he's 900 years older than LeBron James. I just still think it works.
Cassie begins with her Act 2. Cassie begins with her own investigation. She talks to various members of the club, each one holding a possible motive for Michael's murder. Amongst them are Ava Sinclair, played by Anika Noni Rose, a rising jazz singer who was poised to take over the club, but had a contentious relationship with Michael.
ChatGPT got a limited budget to just get everybody in this.
Oh, Marcus, I think they've upped the budget immediately after this. Ethan Garrett, played by Donald Glover, Vince Garrett's estranged son.
You know what? At this point, you gotta say Donald Glover has his hand in this one and wrote half of this.
Who was recently cut out of his inheritance and harbored ill will towards Michael for managing his father's estate. Charlie Dempsey, played by Common, the club's bassist, and one of Vince's closest friends, who may have known more about Vince's death than he let on.
I didn't realize they were casting every black person in Hollywood. Looks like the BET Awards in here.
Cassie begins to piece together clues. She discovers that Michael had been blackmailing Lucille Garrett with evidence suggesting that Vince's death wasn't an accident, but a murder orchestrated by someone close to him. Tensions rise as Lucille confronts Cassie, warning her to stop digging up the past.
Mm-hmm.
Lucille, voice trembling. You don't know what it'll cost me to keep quiet all these years. Some things are better left buried, Cassie. That bitch did it. Lucille, you guilty bitch.
That's a commercial break right there. You zoom into her, and you go. Duh, 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 duh.
Yeah, so while in commercial, Marcus, if you want to pick up some of the Sharpshooters merchandise, you can head over to thesharpshooters.creator-spring.com and pick up a shirt just like Jen, just like Diamond Dallas Jimmy, just like Ruby, just like that guy on the right.
Hector from Fast and the Furious?
Yes, so enter Lord Manny, all capitals, one word, for 20% off your order. Hey.
I didn't know where to go. I had nothing. I didn't know where to go. I was like, what a commercial. What an ad. What an ad break. I feel like I'm watching YouTube right now, and they just jumped in the middle of our show. It was like, here we go. Go to Squarespace or some shit.
Back to Act 3. Cassie's investigations uncovered that Michael had been secretly recording private conversations between the key members of the jazz club, hoping to use the information to blackmail them and gain control of the club. It turns out that Vince Garrett had uncovered a money laundering scheme involving one of the club's former owners, but before he could expose it, he was killed. Michael was trying to piece together the same conspiracy before his untimely demise. Cassie, now certain the murder of Vince and Michael are connected, organizes a private meeting with all the suspects at the club. She reveals her theory, laying out the timeline and motives for each person involved.
I would like to say, I ain't staying here, bitch. You ain't the police. You ain't bringing me on this. I don't care who you pinning this murder on. I know I'm innocent. I don't need you to tell me I'm innocent. Good day.
Suspense builds as everyone listens, wondering who will be implicated. End of Act 3. Act 4. The final showdown takes place with a tribute concert. Cassie sings a soulful rendition of Autumn Leaves, Vince Garrett's signature song. As she observes the room, she notices Ava Sinclair behaving nervously in a tense moment. Cassie subtly signals to Sheriff Wilkins that they follow Ava backstage. Confronting Ava, Cassie reveals the final twist. Ava had found out about the money laundering scheme and murdered Michael to prevent him from exposing her role. Ava had been idolized, but Ava had always idolized Vince and wanted to protect his legacy, but his ambitions led her down a dark path. Cassie calmly said, "You loved the music, but you lost your way. Vince would have wanted justice, not silence." As Ava tries to flee, Sheriff Wilkins apprehends her. The case is finally closed, but the emotional toll on Lucille Garrett is palpable. Cassie consoles her old friend as they stand beneath the dim lights of the jazz club. Cassie softly, "The truth has a way of finding its rhythm, no matter how long it takes."
Oh, that cheesy line at the end!
End of Act 4.
You know what? Epilogue. That's a beautiful episode. Beautiful episode. And it sounds 100% authentic.
Epilogue. Back at her cozy lighthouse point home, Cassie sits at her typewriter, reflecting on the case. Her cat curls up beside her as the fire crackles in the background. She types the title of her latest book, Melodies and Murder. Cassie, with a smile, sometimes the sweetest songs hide the darkest secrets. The screen fades to black. The theme music swells as the credits roll. End of episode.
Directed by Dick Wolf, goddammit. What a star-studded episode. And you know what? I'm more afraid when they kept name dropping the camera. Here comes Donald Glover. Oh, there's Common. Delray Lindo. Ava Devine. Just kept going on.
Now,
classic.
The question resides. Are you going to make up your own stories now? Were you appeased by this story, or do you need more? Are you going to make your own, or are we going to have to run weekly episodes of Murder, She Wrote?
I think I need another episode of ChatGPT before I take over the writer's room. I mean, the budget seems to be out of control. I was shocked Denzel Washington didn't show up. Second one is directed by Spike Lee. Melodies of Murder. But it seemed like it'd be a good episode. We had all these. It'd be fun. It seemed fun.
So I've wrote to ChatGPT, write me another episode. I'm just gonna name you the title. Deadly Secrets in the Vineyard.
Oh, he's going to wine. It's wine.
We're going to wine country this time.
Yep. Oh man, and I can imagine the cheesy way, and that just sometimes grapes are better smashed than poured, or some shit like that. Some bullshit. Oh, I can't wait. This is every week on Monday. Now that we don't have that third hour. Monday.
Yeah, but we have to fill time. We have to fill time now for the Raw Report to give you possibly an hour worth of content. We are going to have to do this every week.
Yes, Murder, She Wrote stars Cheryl Lee Roth and special guest starring all of Black Hollywood.
Did they put any cameos in it? I need to find out.
First, when he said Vince Manny, I was worried that Vince McMahon somehow was going to enter your chat TV. I was like, come on. Why is Vince in this?
Jeffrey Wright is in this. Delroy Lindo returns. Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, what? Lupita Nyong'o? Academy Award-winning Lupita Nyong'o?
Sterling K. Brown.
Wow. They're going for it.
Alfred Woodard.
Yep. Another. I think she was a Tony or she has an Oscar or something. They're going for it. Although, you know what? Alfred Woodard probably will be the better cast person in Murder, She Wrote to Cheryl Lee Roth, but I'm not going to argue this.
So yeah,
what a show!
So this is gonna be a returning feature. It seems like.
Yeah, it's here. I mean, what else we gonna do?
And then we'll release these as separate videos as well for the future.
That's the Chronicles of Cheryl Lee Roth, the remake of Murder, She Wrote 2000.
Marcus, if we sell this as true crime, people will watch it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely watch it. I will watch it. Yeah. You see this gas? They can get anybody. Sterling K. Brown and Jeffrey Wright. That's half of that movie, American Made, right there.
So basically, what we need to do is also add images to
American
the
Fiction.
storytelling of this, because this is going to be great.
Don't ChatGPT do that too? We can just have him give me Jeffrey Wright.
No, I think we got to do that with the video editing. We just slap a copyrighted image of the person there. Yeah, but I feel like that's a great additional content to the show.
Yeah. I'm sure those who are in the audience don't know even what Murder, She Wrote is. This is for the old folks.
I'm sure half the people don't even know the people we just named as guests.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Loretta Devine.
Yeah, so like the video and subscribe if you haven't. We have been the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am Lord Manny Hayes. He is
Marcus, the grand finale, who decided to dedicate his life to bringing back the 80s or 90s murder mystery shows of our youth.
If you want a particular episode of your favorite show from the 90s, let us know. Leave it in the comments.
Yeah. We can't wait to do your episode of Knight Rider, starring Jake the Snake Roberts or some shit.
Or a dark episode of Pee-wee's Funhouse.
Ooh, now I don't want to go that dark. That seems dark.
Yeah, so oh, and we will be back tomorrow because every show is on tonight. So we have to stay relevant.
Yeah. So don't expect us Thursday or Friday because
but
maybe.
Friday, I deleted the image. Friday, Manny tries British person tries snacks at Trader Joe's for the first time. Is coming out.
Yeah, this is the big swing attempt to go mainstream. for us. As in, this is one of those videos you just find on YouTube by accident, and you go like, British person said, let's see how this goes. I gotta click this.
You're lucky, Marcus. This isn't a simulcast with Cousins and Candles.
I know. I'll be finished. I'll be ruined. I'm ruined. Damn it, I'm ruined.
Yeah. So
I was gonna present an episode of Cubs and Gums, but the latest woman on the show died of like natural causes. So
she just withered away.
Yeah, it's just disrespectful to put this out now.
What happened to her? Her finger fell off. I think she had leprosy.
She had any old person disease. Just didn't wake up one day. The cats were purling onto the house. So it'd be disrespectful to put that episode out right now as she's gone. May she rest in peace. Evelyn, I miss you, baby.
Can I just point out in the production meeting, Marcus wasn't this kind. Marcus said this bitch couldn't call no show.
Where is she, damn it? Where is she?
Oh,
I want my gums.
Like the video, subscribe. We out. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace. Oh, shit.
Oh, why do we do this?
I don't know. Why would she die?
People are going to start thinking this is real.
And that's what we want, man. Kayfabe is alive. Kayfabe is alive.
This is your Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens attacking Cody at the end of after the show. It's ridiculous.